Hello, Backgammon fans. Bill Riles and Tar Mendocino with Ace Point Backgammon, broadcasting from our studios here in Houston, Texas. What a great match we have this afternoon. It's our $100 Houston weekly jackpot final, and we have two of the absolute best players in the world in that final. John O'Hagan from Valparaiso, Indiana, Victor Ashkenazi from Jersey City, New Jersey, New York City. And these are two of the absolute best players in the world. If you look here on the left, perhaps you can see your top 20 rankings on Backgammon Galaxy, and they're the number 5 and number 6 ranked players on Galaxy. They're both giants of backgammon. They both accomplished so very much in the game. Two of the best players in the world, and certainly two of the superstar players in the United States. I mean, there are a number of other great players: Marty Storr, Neil Kazaros, MCG, Stick, Trencher, Sachs, Albert, Tansy, Roberto. I'm sure I'm leaving some out, but Victor and John O'Hagan are right there at the top, and this should really be an exciting match. It's a 17-point match. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to watching and enjoying this. I know both players very well. I'll try to give you a little bit of insight to them. I mean, these are two of the greatest players in the world, so I doubt if I'm going to be able to predict some of their plays necessarily for you, but certainly I can explain a bit of what they're doing. And we try to gear this toward even the less experienced player, perhaps. Many of you top-notch players are going to realize what's going on, but here we are. We're off and running. This has normal time settings, which is a 17-minute bank and 10-second delay. So we're off and running here. Okay, 6-5 for Victor. Probably come out to the bar. So he's straightforward early moves here in the first couple of moves of the game, which will kind of establish the tenor of this game. So we got double 4, so have to kind of get myself used to who's who. John O'Hagan's on the bottom, of course. Victor's at the top. A nice double 4 from the bar for John. He makes the 3-point board. Victor rolls a 6-5, and I'm sure. Let's see. Can't really point on anything. He'll come out. He just runs clear with the one checker. There's a 6-4 for John, which will hit and come on to the 11, I imagine. Victor on the bar. John has a 3-point board. 1-5. So Victor's kind of got a bit of an inflexible position here with the two big stacks on 6 and 8, while John's making several points in his home board. But here's a double 6 for Victor, which moves a lot of freight, but John's going to retain that considerably better structure, although this double 6 will about equilibrate the pip count. Now this is the Houston Weekly is every weekend. It's a $100 entry. We have great fields. I mean, great fields. In the semifinals of this week's match, Victor beat Michael Neagu from Canada. Or John actually beat Neagu. Victor beat Ian Terry, who's a very good young player from Houston, last night in the other semifinal. So here John's got a 2-6, a little indecision there for a moment while he analyzes the situation. Victor aces helps his structure a bit, but he's John has a much better board. He just needs to get this one checker moving from the back there. Victor will obviously make the 5, and then it was a question of the other two. He chose to play 6-5 and slot the ace. John's still looking to escape with that back checker, and the dice aren't cooperating with him at the moment. 5-2, he'll probably go to the 11. No, he plays in. I overlooked the hit. So now the momentum has swung to John, to Victor's direction. John needs to enter. Kind of an interesting decision here. He can play the 1 on around to the bar, but that leaves the 2 blots. He can play 2 from the midpoint and have a single blot and have the builders on the 7 and 8. And we'll see in watching these two guys play today. They both tremendously experienced players. They know what they want to do. They typically move relatively quickly, and but they are deliberate when it's called for, and they use their time accordingly. So they kind of played to John's favor there. Victor made the 2 down from the mid move that we thought was a possibility, and then rolled 6s, which required him to move everything on in. So he's got a pip count advantage, but he's also a little bit of a structural disadvantage trying to get these back guys moving. The double 3 helped. So he's 20 pips up, 14 after this play. Victor has to weigh the pluses and minuses of trying to be a bit aggressive moving forward on his side, but John's got the best 5-point board on his side. So he does take the hit. There's the double. John takes the double with the 5 and the 4 and the 6 available to him to come in. So nice early interesting position here. Now Victor's got a really tricky 4-3 in front of him here now. Well, does he leave 1 blot just playing to the 6? Does he leave 3 blots out by breaking the 2 in the back? Does he just this is a tricky one. I'm not sure what I would do over the board. And okay, he leaves the 3 blots. John dances. And that's still going to have 1 blot in the outfield, indirect. Okay, so barring a unforeseen bad roll here, Victor should take a 2-0 lead in this match. There it is. Now John should be able to get around if he so we're looking at 2-0 Victor. I say that. Can he put another set back to back and get the odd G? He does not. So it is 2-0. Now these guys are it's interesting and perhaps not unexpected in certain regards. There's a double 4, which is going to put 2 in the air and 2-point board. But both these guys are they're great players, but they're also kind of low key players. They're not particularly emotional. They don't get upset. They don't run hot and cold. They pretty much just play the game, play the roles that are given them, and make the best of it. And I think for many of the very best players, that's you're going to find that that's typically always the case. That you can't let emotion come into play, come into the game. Another set of fours for John. So I suspect he comes to the 9 with 2 of them. No, he goes ahead and makes the 2. 4-2 for Victor. Now he makes that point, putting 1 in the air. 5-4. So John's having some pretty good rolls here in the early part of this game. The question is, where's the 4? And as Victor button everything up, he does. 5-3 for John, which is kind of probably slot the 5, I guess. Could make the 10 and slot the 8, but again, these some of these rolls early in a game, such as this one, and we've seen Victor was faced with a couple of them in the last game, really kind of establish the flavor of each game as it goes along. And you can see John does slot the 5. Double 6s for Victor. So goes ahead and makes the 10. So it's almost an even pip count rates now. Make the 5. 2-1, go to the 10. 5-4. So John's taking advantage of a bit of he'll have 11 pip lead after this play, but he's got those 2 guys to extricate back there, so that's going to be it's a rather prototypical game in that respect. John has the forward anchor and the pip count lead, but at some point you have to decide to get them out, perhaps before Victor can construct much of a board. John has a much better board. Victor's got the 5-1 to play here. Interesting position. I suspected he might do that. Here we go. Now that has enables Victor to go ahead and make a better board more quickly by having slotted those 2 double 5s. So he's moved into the pip count lead. Now it's tied 4-3. So Victor will make that and play in. Now it's just going to be a matter of timing here, how long John can leave those 2 guys back, not forsake too much in the race, but not give Victor too much of an opportunity to attack him there either if he leaves with one of them. So Victor here will have a 12 pip lead. Probably going to go to the mid and then one on to perhaps the 4. Yes. 2-1. So we may see it here. It's 9 pips and the structure. John again takes it. It's really in both of these early game instances, and you can see Victor's getting very efficient cubes, and John's savvy enough to take those. He knows they're efficient. He knows they're had been offered at the first most efficient opportune moment for Victor, and Okay, so it's about John's last roll before he's going to have to do something with those back ones. And there's the double six. So here we go. 5-4. So it's a close race. Anybody's game. Another set of sixes. Oh, my word. So John's going to be sending it back right here, perhaps. He's got an 11 pip lead, a checker, extra checker off. He's down 2-0. I'm sending it personally. We'll see what John chooses to do here. And he does send it. Victor turns it down, so we have a 15-point match. 2-2. How quickly that swung with 2 sets of sixes for John. The beauty of backgammon. The cruelest game. Now, early in the match, it's hard to think too much about the cruelty, but imagine that having happened late in the match and how disconcerting it can be. Again, a little bit of history on these guys. They've both been around and playing at the top level for a number of years. Aces for Victor make a nice 4-point board over there. 4-point prime. And I believe it was 2005, John O'Hagan was in the World Championship Finals in Monte Carlo and was actually in a commanding position at DMP and lost. Lost to, what was his name? Carlson? I forget his first name, from the U.S., I think. But, you know, so John's got a tremendous pedigree of performance and at the highest level around the world. Victor, over the last 10-15 years, one of the premier players in the United States, and has played internationally quite a bit. He's originally from Moscow, I believe, and but didn't start playing backgammon until he was actually in the States. He was a chess player originally. Dennis Carlson was the guy that O'Hagan lost to. So, and anyway, at one time, for a brief period of time, for a couple, 3 years ago, Victor was the #1 ranked player on the BMA B rating system, and he's still very highly rated on that system. So, just superb players. Okay, John's one stuck in the air. Victor, he was contemplating sending the cube. He's got one guy behind a broken 6 prime over here. Here, does he pick and pass, or does he just make the 4-point? The pick and pass may put a bit more pressure on John to perform and give Victor the opportunity to cube. Victor, now does he run, or does he make the 2-point? I think you make the 2-point and keep the 2 in the air. John's 2 checkers in the air, but you know, ultimately Victor's going to have to use a 5 to get this trailer out of here as well. But I personally would go ahead and put the 2nd checker back in the air here by pointing on the 2-point. Okay, John's in trouble here. Victor, well, he decides to cash this. I thought that he might play on, but he's perhaps has a little bit of concern of getting this back guy out. So 3-2 Victor. John gets the nice 3-1 opening. There's the double 5. There's only one way to play it. And aces, going to go to the 4-point. Nice series of rolls for both of them here. Now Victor probably going to run, and he does. 6-2's out and hit. I think out and hit. He's definitely going to hit. Now, does he slot the bar and just try to put this game to bed early? And he does decide to do that. I suspect you're going to see it coming at Victor right here. Yes. And he's going to probably drop this. I don't really see much opportunity to take this. He's too advanced, so he doesn't have the timing. John makes the mid, and that game collapses pretty quickly for Victor. Okay, 3-3. Okay, 4-2. Victor takes the hit, sends the cost John 20 pips to put it back there. Can hit 2, but which 2? Okay, he hits the second one on the 5. John comes in with both. So this is a nice little shooting gallery from both sides starting this game. John needs to make the 5. Okay, so now we're kind of set into a pattern of what we're going to see out of this game. It's kind of interesting if you notice, Victor's already used 5 minutes out of 17. John's only used 2. So we'll see how the time progresses. Both are quite proficient in time management. It's not at all unusual to ultimately see Victor very low on time, but you know, he has no problem playing with essentially no bank time. And that would be true of John. I don't think he's quite as comfortable in going that low on time and doesn't do it as much perhaps as Victor does. But you know, the match dictates that to certain degrees. How many, you know, complicated games with a lot of difficult decisions. Sometimes many games are just almost play themselves. So here's the 6-5. Okay, John comes on around. So again, Victor's got a pretty substantial pip count advantage here. They each have the other's 5 point. I think John comes in and slots the bar and forces Victor to, you know, give up the anchor if he wants to hit it. Victor also had the 2 blots on the far side, which gives John a bit more flexibility to make that play. And Victor does decide to hit it. And again, he had to give up the anchor to do it, but he got away with it. 6-5. Okay, so again, a huge pip count lead for Victor. Now it hits and comes up to the 14. A6, he's going to come out. Doesn't want to. He'd like to just have to play with that 1 checker back, so he doesn't want to volunteer perhaps getting another one sent back. Okay, so now he's going to stay probably with the 4. Yeah. Okay, here. John's got a couple of points he can make. He does, putting Victor in the air. 5-3, he's going to come in and make that 3 point over there, I suspect. It's kind of a liability for John attacking him right now. You might hear occasionally Tara and I are chatting among ourselves as to what we think are the best plays. Tara's there, and she was right there, at least as far as what Victor would do. Tara's quite an accomplished player in her own right. She doesn't play that much necessarily in tournaments and so forth, but she has been lately, and those who have played her are coming to recognize that she's not a bad player at all. Okay, so the 4-2, so John slots the 5. 6-3 is going across to the 8. So again, Victor's got a, what is that, 26 pip lead. There it comes. He's going to try to capitalize on that. And again, it's a relatively easy take for John. He's going to slot the ace on the bar. Yeah. Victor's 4-3. So this is going to be kind of an interesting timing situation here as to what it enables each of these guys to do. John may run here from the back. He's got the two blots. If John holds the midpoint, it kind of puts some strain on Victor's two guys on his midpoint. So we'll see. It wouldn't surprise me to see him run. He is down 23 pips though, so but it puts it's kind of an awkward situation. But as you can see now, those two blots, Victor couldn't hit the blot on the bar on the midpoint. Okay, so probably bring that on in, leave the indirect. John needs an 8. An 8 is not forthcoming. Five floors. So now John just Victor needs to clear. He doesn't. 6-1. A deuce by O'Hagan, and that's the game for him. Doesn't get it. Doesn't really do him much good to stay with a 4 on the 6. Yeah, I think I run too. There's wasn't much sense in staying, and there was just the ever so slightly crazy gammon that might have come out of that if you get hit with that one guy back. So it's going to be 5-3 Victor here in all probability. Of course, John keeps rolling double 4s and Victor keeps rolling 2-1s. They might prove me wrong. 5-1, so it's 7 checkers apiece, but Victor's in a much stronger position, and that pretty much does it. It does. 5-3 Victor. It's been pretty interesting. If you'll see, we've had what, 3 cubes turned by Victor, and John's taken all 3 of them. But again, you know, I heard, and it goes back to a story I heard, and this was probably close to 20 years ago, 18, 20 years ago, and somebody was just amazed that they had overheard a conversation, including Knack Ballard, and Knack had said that in high-level play, he probably takes, and this was hearsay on my part, so, you know, if I'm wrong, Knack, you can correct me at some point, but he had said that he took 97% of the cubes that's offered to him in, you know, high-level matches. And what that tells us is that he's playing high-level competition where he's getting very efficient cubes. So they're sending him cubes at the first opportunity, and their takes. And that's something I oftentimes caution, you know, relatively inexperienced players. They start playing on XG against XG, and they start playing with it cranked up all the way. And soon they learn that, you know, every cube XG gives them, and here we see another efficient cube from Victor and a take by John. But these players, as they play XG, they get into this bad habit. In reviewing those matches and so forth, every cube almost that XG gives them, cranked up all the way, is a take. And they get accustomed to, you know, to taking, or getting beat down by the, you know, analysis for not taking. And they get accustomed, well, God, I need to be taking more cubes and all. But in live play, you know, you don't get the efficient cubes that you do playing XG cranked up all the way. Now, these guys playing each other and playing other people of their caliber, they do see those efficient cubes. So you're seeing, you know, every cube that's been offered here today has been a take. So, well, here we go. It's a 5-point holding game by John. Victor's again got a 22 pip lead, but he's got a 3-1 to play here. John's got the timing to hang around back there on the 5-point. Victor's got, needs to clear the 8, 9, and 10. So we'll see what happens. His next roll or two is going to dictate how this game goes. 6-3, Victor can play. But again, it gets a little more dicey having to clear those 2 points back there, having lost to the one in the middle. 4-2 is a really nice roll. So now it's much easier for Victor to clear. He's still got a 30-pip lead. So John's hopes of getting a shot back there are severely diminished. 6-4, he stays. Victor play inside. And notice he left an even number of checkers outside of John, so the big double doesn't hurt him. 6-5 clears. Now John will be leaving with one, maybe with both, but at this point, may as well wait, see if Victor rolls to 6-5 or something. He doesn't. He rolls boxes, and 7-3 Victor it will be. So again, it's interesting. This entirety of this match so far has pretty much had the same flavor, in that Victor's getting the early advantages, the pip count leads, being able to send the cube to John in positions that John's got to take the cube, and it's gone Victor's way in every game. I think John might have won one of them he took. But anyway, 3-1, 5-3. They're both making points. 2-1. Sure, John would like to change the pace of this match. Again, so far, almost every game has been the same. There he's going to get hit, so we're going right back into the same pattern. John will make the 3. 1, bring it around the corner. Now that helps John. So what does he make? The bar and the 4. 5-2 is blocked, so Victor can't hit that guy. Okay, so you make the deuce. Make the 3. 6-2, John's going to come out and come to the 11. So this game with that early set of 4s really allowed John to break the pattern of the earlier games. So here we have it with John with a little bit of a pip count lead, and he doesn't have much timing with those guys back there, but Victor's going to have to be able to play as well. So it's kind of an interesting standoff. There's a 6-5. Now, does John slide the 5? Does he slide the bar? Does he hit loose? It's too many blots probably to hit loose. These are the types of plays which are really instructional for me. We all come into these sorts of positions all the times in our own play and matches, and this is a tough play in my mind. You can try to be aggressive, but you get burned easy too. If it works, it's great. If it doesn't, well, there you go. But I suspect he's going to slot the 5 and go to the mid, but I'm not sure. Now he comes all around to the mid, leaving the 2 blots. Victor doesn't perform, so now John's got 10 pip lead. Now he's got the broken 6 prime in front of Victor's trailer. Okay. And John's getting faced with some interesting decisions here. It's the dice aren't making it easy for him. You know, it's funny how some games the game almost plays itself with the rolls that you get, and then other times it seems like just roll after roll after roll, you're having to, you know, really dig deep to analyze the position and decide what's the best play. So he's going to go ahead and volunteer the shot now before Victor makes that other point in his home board. So now with O'Hagan's going to have what, a 6-pip lead, but great structural advantage. He's four points down. He may send it here from my perspective. Now you'll notice too that John's had these several tough decisions in this game, and you'll see that where Victor had used considerably more time than John early in 2 or 3 games, where Victor had some tough decisions. This game has narrowed that time difference considerably. So it's and there's the cube, as I suspected John might offer. You know, he's down in the match score, and he's got a positional advantage here, and Victor has to give it up. Okay, 7-4 Victor. John plays 2 down. (6-2). Does he make the 4 or does he make the bar? He makes the 4. 6-5. Victor can come out, but he's still got that blot exposed on his 5. John can't hit it, so he makes his 3-point. Now, can Victor cover that? He does, and he'll bring one down. Another 5-3. Maybe John steps up and comes to the 8. He's got the stronger board, so Victor's not going to be too excited about hitting him unless he can point on him. He goes for the, it's loose on that, but he can't cover. Dances again. Wow. 6-4 both times to dance. Now John's thinking about it. He sends it. He doesn't have a direct cover for that ace point. I thought Victor might take that. Now he can cover the ace, so he could make the 5. Maybe the 5's the way to go. Yeah, this is a key crossroad in this particular game. John has the choice. He makes the 5-point, which I thought was probably the better play. Of course, I'm nowhere near the league these guys are, but now he's faced with a 3-1. What does he do with that? I don't think he can step up into that firepower. I'd Suspect he might come down to the 9. Picks and passes, giving up the 5. I wouldn't have seen that. I wouldn't have done that myself. Okay, occasionally I can glance over and see the chat line too, so I hope y'all are enjoying this. Thanks back to you, Hussein. Got 2 big monitors about 10 foot apart here, so I have to go back and forth. So here, well, this has turned into just a really strategic game. 4, 6. You kind of button up, I think. Yeah. 5s, the back 2 don't play, so John's getting into a bit of a squeeze here. He's got a 22 pip lead, but Victor's got a really nice positional advantage on the far side. And John needs to be able to safety those 2 checkers, making a 4-point with a 3, or if he rolls a 6-3 or something like that, he could make the bar. But Victor's going to be in a very advantageous position after this play. One of those checkers from somewhere is going to end up on a spare on the 5. There it is. So now John's going to anchor up. So had John not been able to do that, I think Victor may well have had a recube. But so now we get to play on a couple more rolls there and see what happens. Okay, does John runs here? I think he's got a 5-point board. He leaves the blot, but Victor's got a pick and pass or point on that blot to take advantage of it. So John does run, has a 20 pip lead. Okay, he's got the pick and pass or the point. I think he picks and passes. Okay, and now he's still what, 6 pips back after this play. I don't think he can send it back. Double 3s it's a lot of pips, but it doesn't particularly accomplish anything. If John can roll a 6 here and escape, you know, he's going to be 2 pips ahead after the play. Victor doesn't have a shift available to him or anything, so what's he do? Just take 2 to the 5 from the 11. Tries to get more flexible than that. He leaves John several shots. Yeah, that's what I would have expected. So John slots the 5. Yeah. Victor. Well, he can't get what he wants. Probably clears the 9. It doesn't do him any good out there necessarily, and it does give him the spare on the 8. He could go to the 2 and just go 9-8 and leave the blot back there, but a little dangerous. But he's down in the race. Maybe that's the play. Maximize the flexibility. No, he does pick them both up. John can't get out of there. So he's still going to have a 12 pip lead Does I don't think Victor can. I don't think Victor can send it. There's another 3-1 that doesn't play very well. It's going to go to the 2-point probably. 6-2. John's still looking for that 6 to take advantage of that pip count lead he's got. I'd be surprised if Victor hits loose here, but I've been surprised before. He does do it, and John gets a perfect roll, 1-3 coming back. 5-4, great return. He's going to hit it loose. 1-6 comes out. Man, what an exchange. Double sixes. There's the 1. So, boy, that was what, 4 or 5 rolls in a row that were just superb for each of them. John comes out ahead in the deal. Now he's going to come to the mid. So he'll stay there unless John rolls a 6. He goes on. I'm going to say John could have rolled a 6-5 and left a shot, but anyway, it would appear now that John has closed it to 7-6 Victor. So it's really a tight, competitive, good match so far. Unfortunately, sometimes we get these really great pairings and we think what a great match it's going to be, and then one or the other gets all the dice and all the breaks, and it ends up being something of a disappointment. It looks like we're in for an afternoon treat here today with a balanced match, good competitive match, and a close score. And again, you'll notice Victor's down to 7:54 on the clock now, so he's used over half his time. John's used about, 40% of his time. So 7-6, they're not halfway through the match, ideally, just looking at the score. Now there could be, a big cube at some point, or a backgammon or something, which balances that up, but neither one's in any real time trouble. I'm just noting it, and they certainly are attentive to that as well. Nice set of 4s by John. Now, does he make 2 points, or does he make the 4-point and run with the back guy and try to clear him? No, he makes the 9 and the 4. 5-3. Victor's going to go to the 8 and the 3. Okay, here's a 6-1. Plays to the 7. Not giving any shots. John's got a 19 pip lead, 14 after the play. So he wants to try to capitalize on that pip count advantage. 5-3 is a little difficult. John's going to have to slot the 3. 4s. He's going to hit that guy. Does he just make the 5, or does he make the ace? With the blot over here, I suspect he's going to make the 5, but again, it's quite a significant strategic decision here. Really enjoying being able to sit back and watch a great match like that this afternoon. Tara's sitting here next to me, and we have our trusty puppy Guinness asleep at my feet here. And Victor did make the 5-point, as I suspected he might. Now John hits with the 8. Victor comes right back in. Excuse me. So okay, so what's he do? Come out to the 18 and cover and move to the 6 with that other guy? Just play with 1 blot, and Victor's only got a 6 to hit, or an ace to hit, I'm sorry. Now this will be interesting. Victor, John's going to be what, up 33, 24 pips. You know, what Victor does here, he probably, I suspect he comes up to the 5 and maybe slots the ace, so he'll have 2 back there. But John's got a decision. He runs. Now, what you'll end up seeing, very likely, those of you watching who use XG and analyze your matches and are familiar with the grading system, if we will. There's John with that big pip lead. He sends it. Again, it's an efficient cube. He's going to hit this guy over here on the 10 point. So again, you know, what have we seen? 6 cubes in this match so far, and every one of them's been taken. And again, it's just the efficient, highly skilled level of play that you find with players like this. Now, what I was going to say, though, with XG, we'll see at the end of this match, and I wouldn't be surprised if both these guys are in the 2s, or if one's, you know, maybe one in the 2s and one in the 3s. It's going to be those kinds of PRs. And John's really a huge lead, great structure. You know, very possibly could point on this one guy out here. There's a 5-2, does it, but does he want to leave that blot out there? Victor's got a 4.5 point board. I think John just plays this safe. No, he goes for it. Plays the 2-6, which is going to bring that guy around the corner. 6-2. There's the puts that guy up. So now John's got a G possibility. The 5-1 it's going to leave him indirect from the bar for Victor here. 5-3. So there goes the G. Now John's just got to bring it home, hopefully, from his perspective. Safety those. So this is going to be a 2-pointer for John. It'll be 8-7, John. Victor had to run up a 7-3 lead early on, so now John's won, I guess, 3 games in a row, or will have won after this 3 games in a row and taken an 8-7 lead. And again, and I don't find it a burden in any sense. I always keep my eye on the clock, even when I'm playing, just be aware of what's going on. And we see John at 10 minutes and Victor at 6:46. So John's got, you know, down the stretch, if we get into some really, you know, close match, tough plays, tough decisions, both checker play and cube play, John perhaps is going to have a little bit more flexibility with his clock than Victor is. 4-3 is interesting. What's he do? He comes down and splits. Victor doesn't perform. He's going to hit that one guy. He hits both. Comes in getting hit. Aces make the 5 point. Well, this particular game, John or Victor's not getting much help from the dice, but you know, backgammon is like that at times, and these guys, you know, you have to know how to play with good dice. You have to know how to play with bad dice. Six three. What does he do? Make the 3 point? Yeah. Ace deuce. Make the 4 and then make the 24. So as you can see, as bad as it might have looked early on, as far as Victor struggling with some difficult rolls, it's turned into an interesting strategic game. Victor's got the 1-5. He's soon to have a 4-point board, apparently. But there's a 4-6. Does Victor give up the 5? He does. John hits 2. Victor gets that anchor right back, and he bought himself some timing with recirculating a checker here. He actually was going to soon be in some timing problems, so all things being equal, he probably gained a bit of an advantage from a timing perspective with that hitting exchange. So he has this 5th checker back here, which he can run with at some point. So a lot of you, you'll notice, and we all know this, but we don't always apply it or practice it to the degree that these guys do at times. And that's a 6-3. John's probably going to play those 2 down and make that point, but he could make the 4, but way up. I suspect he doesn't volunteer that blot. But these guys, as you can see with that play Victor just made, well, in that hitting exchange, it's not only the cube and the checker play and things of that nature. Lots of times it's and John makes the 6-3 play that I thought he might, but timing and things of that nature is such a huge consideration in the game. Okay, John's got a 3-2, which is a little awkward. He probably doesn't want to, well, one, if he hits that guy, he doesn't have anything to do with the 3, so he's just going to have to clear the, where'd that come from? Cleared to 10. Going to let Victor play on. Try not to give him the timing that he would get. Now this double 5, it's almost forced. Just a matter of whether he puts 2 on the ace or the deuce. I suspect he might go to the ace and blast that, make Victor hopefully come out with that guy, come in on the 4 or the 5, and have a little bit more flexibility playing behind him. So I look for 2 down and 2 to the ace. Yep. And there it is. He comes in. Well, he's got the choice coming in on the 2, but okay, this doesn't play particularly well at all. Might be his worst number. Victor misses the opportunity. Okay, he's going to make the deuce. No, he doesn't. He kind of cleans up the back. The deuce doesn't really accomplish anything, so he's just trying to make the bear end more favorable. Here he sends the cube. This may be the first drop we see, but I don't know. Victor's got some timing, so let's see what happens. Okay, here's one where John, it's a really key decision, so he's going to burn a little bit of time thinking about this one. He can take the 2 spares off the 7, but then he has very little flexibility to the next roll. Could play 7-2, which leaves him odd on the outside, so the big doubles hurts him, but he has a little bit more flexibility. Victor's got enough time in that that 4-point and 5-point are going to be there for 2 or 3 rolls. Okay, he plays them in, so you can see the difficulty John's in here without much flexibility. and Victor can just move on the other side of the board and sit here and hope that John's going to have to leave him a shot. Double nickels. Whoa. That solves that flexibility problem and puts Victor in a real bind here. 6-2. Now Victor's going to run. Would have run with 1. He may run with 2 here, but could leave with 1 off of each. Now he runs with 2. Double 3s, so that you know, John he could think about getting cute here and playing for a G, but I don't think you should. Now Victor's only got 6, 8, 11 crossovers to save the G. Maybe, but John does he take 4 off? So then he'd be down to what? 9 checkers? No, he plays the more cautious, safe route. And he's still got the G potential, particularly after that double ace. 6-3, take 2 crossovers, double 6s, so he may, despite having not gone for the gusto, he may get the G anyway. Victor's got the 6. It's going to be close. That hurts. Hurts John, helps Victor. 4-3. But that ace and deuce, oh, G it is. So there it is. Like we said, sooner or later, we may see a crooked number put up, and there's the crooked number. Victor really had a pretty good game. That double nickel when after Johnny cleared the spares off the 7-point, the double nickel was just a killer. So 12-7, O'Hagan playing to 17 again. Nice double 3, can step up. I don't know. I think does he split the back? I think he goes the 8. But I'm not Victor Ashkenazi, so we'll see what happens. He does go to the 8. Now John's going to come to the 8. 6-4 by Victor. He's going to come down and go to the 3. Now he runs, gets away with it, doesn't get hit. Now John's going to make the bar, and then the question, he hits, he doesn't make the bar. 4-1. Ooh, another set of 4s. He's had some just delectable double 4s today in several different games. Four, 2, so Victor does manage to escape that checker. But John's got a 25 pip lead. It's going to be interesting. How long can John, and that 6-5 doesn't help him in this regard. I was going to say, how long can he stay back there, be it by choice or by no choice? Here he could run. He's got the 5-point board. Does he just volunteer the blot now? May be the play. He comes out with both. leaves them both in play. A 3 or a 4 for Victor. He's 29 down, but he's got, what's that, 20 hitters plus aces and deuces and 2 1s. So he's got 24 hitters at least. He's got a couple of double hitters. He may well ship this. He's got a great structure. He's down 5 points, 12-7. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see him send this cube and let John think about it. Both ends of this cube decision are, to use the old adage, is what separates the men from the boys here. Not to offend the opposite gender. We can say it separates the girls from the women. But anyway, I suspect, Victor's having to think long and hard about, does he send this cube? And then, of course, John's using the same time right now to contemplate whether he's going to be taking or not. So it's costing Victor time to think about it. It's probably not going to cost John as much time to make his decision, because he can work on Victor's time, same as Victor can here. He doesn't send it. He does hit the checker, and the 6-3 leaves a blot. Okay, he's still going to have. He's going to send it here. I have to think. Yeah. So again, this is a G waiting to happen. I think John's going to drop this personally, but despite the fact he's up 16 pips. But like I say, he just won a G. If I'm playing in his shoes, I don't want to give the 4 points right back. And this is a G waiting to happen. Tara's kind of shaking her head at my talk, huh? She says, how does Victor play a 6-5? Well, he'll take his chances with a 6-5, I think. But that's going to be the worst roll. Yeah, that's the worst roll. Looks like it's just the 6-5. But it's interesting here, by taking that extra roll, Victor erased all of that thought time John had put into the other position, and making John start anew thinking about this one. So he takes it. There's the 4-3, which points, and rolls a 2, and we got a G here. That's what I would have been, or I was afraid of in John's position. He can make the 6 prime. I think he goes ahead and picks up the second checker here and plays for the G. He makes the 2 point. Wow. This is a decision here. He can't point on that. He can't. There's no pick and passes. There's a shift, and he takes the shift. So he's still got a nice play for the G. What do you do here? I go to the 11-9 and maybe 8-5 or 7-3. Just maximize the number of builders working on that 6 point. This is kind of an interesting play, because there's a lot of permutations as to how you can play it. He doesn't have to worry about a set of doubles it's not what he wants, but he doesn't have to worry about a set of doubles hitting him. Okay, there's a 6-1. He can't, as much as he'd like to, and maybe he will, but I can't imagine him hitting with John's board over here. There's a 6-2, so a lot of targets out there. 6-4 makes the point. 2-1 makes the point. So unless Victor rolls particularly bad on this roll, John's probably going to get G'd. I'll be really interested to go back and look at that take personally, but hey, I don't second guess John O'Hagan. I was a little surprised, and you know, both of those rolls, I was surprised Victor didn't double a roll earlier. And again, I'm not going to say yes, Victor. Worked out well for him. But those will be two positions that I'll find very interesting to look at. The cube decisions on those two plays. Now John, well, there's a double six, which might cost him. I was going to say, it looks like John might escape this G, but he did not. So we're back to that very close game, 12-11. John, like I said, I was, you know, easy come, easy go as far as 4 points go. John won the 4 and turned right around and let Victor get 4 back. So close match, 12-11, and you know, we're down to 3:39 and 5:29 on the clock. So plenty of time, but you know, they have to be aware of it. There's a hit. That 6-5, there wasn't much Victor could do with that. He gets a 5, another 6 5s. It's kind of awkward. He'd like to get an anchor at some point, but so where's John go? John goes to the 5. He's going to leave a shot, whatever he does. I think he hits on the 5. Victor's got 2 blots on the other side. No, he does not. I was reading one here, USA and Canada. Somebody might take it, even if the math says it's a take. Like you said, you just got to gammon, lose the point, and move on to the next game. Well, yeah, I agree with that to some degree, but if it's a take, you take. These guys, they don't think like that so much. Where many lesser players, such as myself and many others, I think like that. You know, like I said, I just got 4. I don't want to give 4 right back. And I thought it was in my evaluation, which I'm certainly not John O'Hagan, certainly not Victor Ashkenazi. In my evaluation, it was a close call. So that's why, and it's great that we have XG and things of that nature so that we can go back and look at that. It may have been a hell of a take. It may well have been a take. I don't think it was a huge take, but you know, I don't want to give up those points. So here John doubled from the bar, or from the air. Victor took it. Huh? Tara says that's a tough take. I didn't know that it was such a tough take, but you know, Victor does have 2 on the ace point, and John's got 9 in the zone, and Victor had a blot over there that John could have hit. So this is kind of interesting. I think Victor just makes the 4 point. If he gets a checker hit, and he has it to recirculate, he's going to get in timing problems here. There's the 4-1. He gets sent back anyway, but he has a little bit better board than he had rolled than if he'd have made the 4. 3-6. John's gonna get one of these guys out of jail here probably. Which one though? I run the front one. Yeah, that one. So the double deuce joker doesn't kill me with coming in and making a point on my head. 4-2. He's gonna probably make the 9 point and then step up with it 2. Indeed. Yeah. 5-4, 4-1 coming back. So we might be Victor's looking at losing another 4 here, so it might be John gets 4, gives 4 back, gets another 4. So we'll see. Victor's going to put one on the 3 here and try to get dual anchors at some point. John's going to hit that guy. Yep, double 3s. So that does some good. Comes in, makes the 5, and then you, I guess, just go to the 3. We got a lot of work to do to get these 4 checkers out from back here. Well, he slots it. Now he can make the 4, and he's got to bring one of these checkers out. He's got to bring that checker out off the 3. You got to get some of this back stuff moving. He could make the deuce point, put 2 in the air, but no, a broken 6 prime is not easy sometimes to get around. Oh, that hurt. And these 5s are working him over. And there's a deuce. Stay there because Victor might roll something that makes him have to split something in his home board. What do you do? Just spread them out here? No, stacks them on that. I just bring it around to the 10. 18 to 10. No, what is that? 19 to 10. If Victor wants to give up that 8 point, my 8 point to hit me, great. $19 to 10, and you may get lucky. Victor may have to break that what's left of his home board too. So you leave that checker on the 23, and you can see, I mean, this is an obviously extremely critical game in the match, and they're taking their time thinking about these key decisions. John, come out. What's Victor do here? I mean, they obviously have to at least move one, 2 spots, but he moved them the whole 4 spots. Okay, John can't safety that back guy. What's he do? Play 15-7, yeah. 4-1, that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, that's brutal. John's going to come, well, maybe he doesn't. That's going to say he just plays the 12, but there's no need to. So there's the 5-1. I've come out from the 2. I don't hit him. I play to the 13 and the 6. Let him play. No, they do hit him. Oh my God! Now we're looking at a serious G here. Bring it all the way around. No, he's going to do that. Dupe the 2s. Now he can make the ace. Does he need to make the ace? He does make the ace and leaves that. 5-2. He can take them both in. There's the double juices. So now Victor's going to be scrambling to try to save the gammon. 4-2. Just take a 6 off. 4s. So now he's just got the 3 back guys. We're about to take a 5 off. Can't get one of them out. He needs to get one of them moving soon. Now there, John's gonna, what's he got? Take 3 off the 6 and 1 off the 5. Yeah, there's 6s. So Victor's gonna save the G in all likelihood. Run 2 and maybe he gets a shot. Or does he just run all 3 and hope not to get pointed on over there? Double nickels, so the G's out the window. So it's going to be 14-11 O'Hagan. Oh, once Victor downshifted there, he rolled 6s, 5s, and 6s, and 4s. Jeez, he could win this game. Wouldn't that be something? Go! Okay, almost gave it to John too early there. 6s, 5s, 6s, 4s. One more set and Victor could have won that game. So here we go. 14-11, 3-way, 6-away. So, and Victor down to 224. John's got 311. There's a hit. Dance. This may be an opportunity for Victor here. I ship it. Let John think about it. Yeah. It's probably an easy take. He drops it. Okay. And I'll guarantee you, that early position in that shape, O'Hagan knew it was a drop and Bill was wrong. Okay. Double nickels, a dance, and a cube. This is probably a drop too. Yep. So we're at 14-13, 3-away, 4-away. Even Bill knew that reference position was a drop. So, okay, 5-2. He can make the, what's that, 4-point over there. Double 4s. John has worn out Victor with double 4s today. Just the perfect roll, perhaps. 3-1. Victor can make the, well, he could have made the bar, but with that advanced anchor, maybe it's not that important. Maybe it's more important to split these bad guys and try to get them out. Victor returns the favor with a set of 4s, so he's going to make the 9 and the 2 probably. Now he's got to get, needs to perform and get these guys out of here too. So he's going to come out, hit, and come out to the 18. Hopes John dances, which he did, and here we are, 4-away. Wow, what do you do here? You could you can make the 3-point. You can make the 18 and sort of spare on the 4. I wouldn't slot the 3. I might give him the indirect on the 9. Interesting, real, I mean, we're down to crunch time here in these decisions at this score. And this is the kind of match we anticipated and hoped for with this pairing. Okay, there's the indirect that I'd mentioned. Double 5s, what a roll. And he's going to make the ace, then it's a question of the other 5. really tough decision. Victor's got a 4-point board over there. John, doesn't want to do anything that might get him gammon, so it's the fourth to. Okay, so he plays and he gets hit. Okay. And I would have been tempted to play that differently and not leave that direct shot, but here we are. That's going to be one for me to look at too. Was that double 5 from the bar just now? I mean, I might have been dead wrong, but I think I might have played a little bit more conservatively than John did. 3-5. There's the 5-4 joker hitter. Whoa, what a roll. Dance. 4-1. He's going to make the cover this guy on the, what is that? 16 over there and go 6-5. 5-1. There's a shot back, but 5-4 points. 2-1. He's still going to have a blot out there. Dupes the 3. Now this is a tough. What does John do with a 5-1? Wow. This is where these guys earn their Masters ratings, with the decisions being thrown at them here and the jokers being thrown at them here too. And here's a 6-3 with all this target-rich environment here, and Victor fires a blank. Oh, I mean, it's brutal. How do you play a 6-3? Man. He can't hit anything. He can't safety anything. He's got... Oh, man. 6-3 out here. No. Yeah, I think that's about all you can do. It was just too volatile what you had to offer up outside. Now John he hits with the 2 blots on the other side. Now we can cover that. Okay, now what's Victor do? Now does John play on, or does John cash this? John cashes this. So now it's the ever volatile, infamous 2-way, 4-way here, and Victor sitting with 49 seconds. So if he gets any sniff of a gammon here, there's a cube going O'Hagan's way. Any opportunity, just the door ever so slightly ajar with a gammon potential. Victor's sending this cube, and there it is right there. Now that's score based, obviously. 4-way, 2-way. It's also a bit of clock based. I mean, Victor only has 49 seconds, although he could play 10 games on 49 seconds. But so now the ball's in John's court. Does he want to play this with the match on the line with the G? No, he turns it down, which 2-way, 3-way. Double 6s. So here we go again. It's not very possibly you're going to be seeing it coming back again with this structure that Victor's got. It's not as automatic a cube at this score, but as it was at 4-way, 2-way. But he's got a really superb structure. John escapes that back checker, so now he's got 4-5. Victor's got a 5' over there and a 16 pip lead. John can safety both those checkers. He leaves a 7. he cannot leave that checker back there, I don't think. Although he's behind, and maybe that's why he's toying with it. And I don't think you make the 12 point, because then you're just stripped on a lot of points. You don't have much flexibility. That's right. And that would have been my play, right, wrong, or indifferent. Okay, John keeps rolling small here, so Victor's building up a pretty good count advantage, pip count advantage. 4-2, he's going to slot the 5. No, he makes the 9. So now he's got all those strip points back here. Makes it a little bit more difficult to play. 5-4, you could play 2 down, but you know he's after the play. He's 10 pips down in the count. So I think he's going to want to stay out there, which then forces you to play what, 2 off the 9. Yeah. Double nickel solves that problem. So now you're going to see Victor cash this right here. Then we're going to what will be a DMP game. 2 away, 2 away. With these guys playing each other, you're not going to see any games played with the waiting on a cube, I don't think. I think first person with any advantage whatsoever is going to send it. There it is. You know, sometimes these guys, top caliber players like this, will, you know, kind of play around with less experience and less skilled players with when they offer a cube at 2 away, 2 away. But you know, these guys know they're not playing with somebody that's going to take any kind of gambit. So this is it, folks. We're down to the last game of the match. What time is it, huh? 6. So they've been playing right at an hour and a half. So a nice, long, great match here. It's an interesting play. Victor's going to have it, or John, it's about 3. Victor rolls the 4-2, which makes the 4.32. John he could anchor, but he is what, 42. He's going to be 37 down in the count. 5-3 is going to leave, doesn't necessarily leave an indirect anywhere, but Victor'd have to play to the ace or deuce to not leave it, and he may well do that. He just needs to, all he got to do is win, right? It's on the 2 cube, it's 2 away, the winner wins. All you got to do is win. You don't need to get fancy. You're not playing for a G. You're not, you know, it's just pure and simple old racing backgammon here. So this has really been a treat of a match as far as I'm concerned. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. There goes John closes the gap, but he's down 53, so he's still down 29. So he's going to have to, he'll leave those checkers back there. 4-3 brings them in. So it kind of comes down to the next roll almost. There's 3-1. He's going to bring those in. 6-3. So he's 27 back. It's gonna take a miracle for John to pull this out. So Victor's still playing. It's a safety play. 3 checkers there. 6-1. Now this will be interesting. He plays it so the big double doesn't hurt him. 6-3 does though. No, yeah, 6-3 does. 6-4 is fine. 6-3, so now it's a 5-2 or a 6-2 for O'Hagan. 5-2, there it is. So here we are, folks. The match is on this roll, and John doesn't perform. He could hang for a roll, 2 rolls from now. He gets it one roll from now with a big double. Now, whoa. So Victor Ashkenazi is going to win this match and win the Houston Weekly Jackpot Championship. What a great match. Superbly played, I suspect. We'll see hopefully the PRs will pop up here in a moment on the Galaxy analysis. We appreciate Mark Olson and his group. There it is, 3-4-1 and 4.1. So a little high for Victor. I'm sure he will say so. Any of the rest of us would be proud of it. Maybe a touch high for John. But like I said, I would have expected them each to play in the 2s or 3s. I say Victor's not going to be happy with that 4-1, but
it may be lower after.
It may be lower after an XG analysis, and certainly it's a great match between two evenly matched players, and it doesn't cost either one of them any Galaxy rating points either. So, we hope y'all enjoyed this today. Thanks to Tara for setting up the streaming and everything for us. I enjoyed it. I hope all of y'all enjoyed it. Look for other streams coming soon from us. And our Ace Point Backgammon website. We have a great shop. We have a number of matches of all sorts going on all the time. So y'all visit apbg.net and play with us next weekend. So thank you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye.